Hi everyone! I am so excited to read this story to you because we have been reading Mo Willems stories all week to you and they have been amazing and funny, and usually we are used to Elephant and Piggy or the pigeon stories, but Mo Willems has written quite a few different books, and when the libraries are reopened I would love for you guys to head to your library and get lots of Mo Willems stories because they are so funny and he is a great author and he's also usually the illustrator. So I've got a book here for you that you may have heard before, but it's a kind of a different story. It's Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. So it's a story that we know pretty good. We know Goldilocks and the Three Bears, but have you read Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs? So it's kind of a different story. We know Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We've got Papa Bear, we've got Mama Bear, we've got Baby Bear. And Goldilocks does what? She walks into their house, and Papa Bear's stuff is always too big or too hot. And Mama Bear's is too small or too cold or too hard. And then Baby Bear's is always what? Just right. This story, not so much. You're going to have to pay close attention. So Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs by Mo Willems. Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. Once upon a time, there were three dinosaurs. Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and some other dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway. Home sweet dinosaur home. One day, for no particular reason, the three dinosaurs made up their beds, positioned their chairs just so, and cooked 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding at varying temperatures. Varying means different temperatures, so I bet you could kind of figure out which one's which. There's ice cubes in this one, there's a hot thermometer in this one, and then this one isn't filled yet. He's still cooking it. "Oh boy," said Papa Dinosaur in his loud, booming voice. "It is finally time to leave and go to the, someplace else." "Yes," continued Mama Dinosaur. "I sure hope no innocent little succulent child happens by our unlocked home while we are, someplace else." Then the other dinosaur made a loud noise that sounded like a big evil laugh. Ha 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 ha! But it was probably just a polite Norwegian expression. The three dinosaurs went someplace else, and we're definitely not hiding in the woods waiting for an unsuspecting kid to come by. Right. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, a poorly supervised little girl named Goldilocks came traipsing along. There she is, skipping along. Just then, the forest boomed with what could have been a dinosaur yelling, "Gotcha!" But maybe it was just the wind. The loud noise was immediately followed by another loud noise that sounded kind of like, "Be patient, Papa Dinosaur, the trap is not yet sprung." But it could have been a rock falling or just a squirrel. The sign says 2.2 miles to trap, and then trap is crossed out and it says very nice house. And then there it says getting closer. Ooh. Either way, Goldilocks was not the type of little girl who listened to anyone or anything. For example, Goldilocks never listened to warnings about the dangers of barging into strange, enormous houses. So as soon as Goldilocks came across a strange, enormous house, she barged right in. It says welcome, and it says tee, kind of like a sneaky laugh. So are you thinking that the dinosaurs wanted Goldilocks to come to their house? Yeah, if you're thinking yes, I think you're right. Inside, Goldilocks immediately smelled 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding. Said Goldilocks. "That chocolate pudding smells delicious. If only I could get all the way up to the top of that counter." Why do you think the counter is so big? Yeah, because there's dinosaurs that live there. Then Goldilocks noticed a very tall ladder that just happened to be there and certainly wasn't left there on purpose. Yeah, I think those dinosaurs left that too. Goldilocks climbed up the ladder and found herself face to face with 3 gigantic bowls of chocolate pudding. Now, what do we think is going to happen? The pudding one's going to be too hot, one's going to be just too cold, one's going to be just right. Let's see if you're right. Well, let's see if Mo Willems surprises us. He's an author that surprises us a lot. The first bowl of pudding was too hot, but Goldilocks ate it all anyway because, hey, it's chocolate pudding, right? The second bowl of chocolate pudding was too cold, but who cares about temperature when you've got a big bowl of chocolate pudding? Not her. The third bowl of chocolate pudding was just right, but Goldilocks was on such a roll by now she hardly noticed. So she just ate them all anyway. Soon, Goldilocks was stuffed like one of those delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons, which, by the way, are totally not the favorite things in the whole wide world for hungry dinosaurs. Tired and groggy, Goldilocks noticed 3 chairs in the living room, so she climbed down the ladder and walked out of the kitchen. The first chair was too tall. The second chair was too tall. But the third chair was too tall. Goldilocks wasn't going to climb that high just to sit in some chair, so she hiked over to the bedroom. When she got there, Goldilocks noticed that the beds were also gigantically big. "What's going on around here?" groaned this exhausted girl. "The bears that live here must be nuts." Just then, the room filled with a loud, booming noise that either was a passing truck or a dinosaur gloating. "Just a few more minutes, and she'll be asleep. Delicious, chocolate-filled little girl bonbons are yummier when they're rested." Even a little girl who doesn't listen to anyone or anything had to hear that. Look closely in the windows. Goldilocks took a minute to stop and think, which was longer than she was used to stopping and thinking. Home, sweet dinosaur home. "Hey," she told herself, "this isn't some bear's house. This is some dinosaur's house." Say what you like about Goldilocks, but she was no fool. As quickly as she could, she ran to the back door and got out of there. This is wipe your talons. Just then, a loud plane flew by, which sounded kind of like 3 dinosaurs yelling, "No!" or "Charge!" or the Norwegian expression for chewy bonbon time. Suddenly and completely coincidentally, the 3 dinosaurs rushed through the front door, but they were too late. Now, if we look closely, Mo Willems hid one of our favorite characters. The pigeon, how did he get in there? Goldilocks was gone, and all that was left in the house were 3 disappointed dinosaurs. The end. And the moral is, if you ever find yourself in the wrong story, leave. She's walking like she is, and they're the 3 bears. And the moral of the story for the dinosaurs is lock the back door. There's Mama pointing at the key like, we should have locked it. Now, why should they lock the back door? Because where did Goldilocks escape out of? The back door. So she should have gone, they should have locked it and trapped her in there. And then Mo Willems is very, very silly. If you ever get your hands on this story, at the very front and very back, he has lots of different ones, like Goldilocks and the 3 giants, and he crossed it out. Goldilocks and the 3 terrible monsters, he crossed it out. Goldilocks and the 3 mosquitoes, he crossed it out. Goldilocks and the 3 mice, crossed it out. So he has like all different really, really silly ones. There are some really, really silly ones. How about Goldilocks and the 3 squirrels? Goldilocks and the 3 opera singers. And then you go here to the back. And then Goldilocks and the 3 bears is the one that is circled. So I wonder why he circled that one. Because that's the normal one that you usually have. But here's like Goldilocks and the 3 roosters. Goldilocks and the 3 wise men. So, which is funny, I point this out on purpose because what you are going to do, what your challenge is there is a paper, and what you do is a full-size paper, and I already stapled mine. You would just cut it up the middle, and you've got a cover. It says Goldilocks and the 3, and then there's nothing. And then it says bye, and you'd put your name. And you're going to write your very own Goldilocks story. Now, Mrs. Schmitt already thought of one. Maybe Mrs. Schmitt is going to write Goldilocks and the 3 bumblebees. So I would write bumblebees on here. Then I would sound it out as best I could. Bumblebees. And then I would write Mrs. Schmitt. Now you're going to write your own name. You will not write Mrs. Schmitt on your paper. That would be very silly. And one thing we love about Mo Willems is that his illustrations are great. So on the front cover, what am I going to draw? I'm probably going to draw Goldilocks. And I'm going to draw what on mine? I'm going to draw 3 bumblebees. Then inside, you're going to write your very own story of Goldilocks and 3 bumblebees. And it can be as silly as you want. And if you look here, all of these pages are blank and they just have lines on them. Now, if you write a story that only has 2 pages, you only need to staple 2 pages. If you have a story that has 8 pages, you're going to have to ask Mom and Dad to print you out more pages to write a sillier story. Now, I would love to hear your story, Goldilocks and the 3 whatever. If you have time, now if Mom and Dad do not have time, this might be a little bit tricky, to record you reading your story and send it to Mrs. Schmitt, me, or Mrs. Cattleman, or you can send it to both of us because I would love to see it, and of you reading your story. If there's not enough time to read your story, you can at least take a picture of the cover because I would love to see what silly story you came up with. The Goldilocks and the 3, whatever. Now, I wish you had this book because I could have told you all these good ideas. Goldilocks and the 3 penguins, Goldilocks and the 3 moles, Goldilocks and the 3 cats. So maybe think about your favorite animal. Think about a silly animal that would be like Goldilocks and the 3 dolphins. Goldilocks might have to be a mermaid. You could do Goldilocks and the 3 astronauts, and it can be in outer space. Be creative, and I would love to see you challenge yourself, okay? If you don't want to do a lot of writing, you can skip the writing lines and just draw a picture story or draw a comic book story where you can just draw talk bubbles with your characters. It can be however you want to make it. And if you don't finish it all in one day, that's okay. You can do 1 or 2 pages and put it down and then pick it up the next day. You don't have to finish it all in one day, okay? I cannot wait to see what you come up with. Good luck, and I'll see you later.